and what it was, what kind of facility was provided by the sequence. Okay, now generally, can you see nowadays, automatically your numbers will be generated. Okay, for example, if you go to any shopping malls, okay, and nowadays we all of you know this, everything is a computerized bills. Okay, everything is a computerized bills. So now, when you go to any shopping malls or any purchase of some products, so they're giving some computerized bills. And now, can you find out here in your bill, you have a bill number. Okay, after shopping is completed, you can go to bill counter. So they will give bill. In that bill, they have some bill number is there. Okay, and the bill numbers are okay for every customer. Bill number will be different. So, for example, you are the one of the customer. Your bill number and my bill number, if you check it out, both of okay, there is a different numbers are there. Okay, there are different numbers are there. But those billing numbers, how the system is automatically generated, because that bill number was not generated by person, not generated by user. Okay, so it was automatically generated by system. Okay, by through some application through it was. But how the bill numbers are automatically generated? That is one question. Same as, for example, one more example, if you want to say, nowadays you can go to some what we can say ATM machines are there now. So in ATM machines also, what it was happening, guys, here, suppose after doing some transaction through ATM machine, you will get some slip. The slip amount you will be getting slip. In the slip also, can you see every transaction purpose, your transaction ID number is also different ID numbers will get. Yes or no, guys? After transaction is completed, for every transaction, we are getting some different ID number now. Yes, definitely. And that was how it will be, So every transaction, suppose you did so number of transactions, and each transaction, the slip, whatever we are getting now from ATM machine, the slip you can see, and to identify every transaction ID number will be different here. The different transaction ID numbers are showing us. But how those transaction ID numbers are generated? So we are not generated that, yes or no? We are not generated, but system automatically generated that ID number and give it in us. Okay, so like this, automatic numbers are going to be generated. Okay, so without user interaction, without user interference, how the system is generating automatically the sequence numbers means that, so there is a one facility we called as a sequences. So if you see the sequences, okay, how this facility will be work on my table means it was working just like okay, so automatic sequence numbers will be generated. Okay, so that kind of one facility, whenever you want to apply on your table particular columns, okay, so there you have to use this facility now. Okay, so that means finally what you want to say, it means that sequence, it is also one type of database object. Okay, so which is used, used to generate sequence numbers, to generate sequence numbers on a particular column automatically. Okay, on a particular column automatically. So without user interaction, it will be happen. And this sequence, okay, object, whenever you want to create it, okay, so we need to follow some what we can say, the sequence parameters we need to follow, and what kind of parameters we have it here, and how we can set those parameters as per our requirement basis. So our requirement basis means a customization. Okay, so that means your sequence number starts with which number. Okay, and your sequence is starting with which number, and sequence to sequence, how much increment number we should give it. So these kind of customizations we can go to give it by the help of some parameters here. Okay, that what it is we will see. And before to know that every parameter what it was, okay, so that is what we called as here. Okay, what is the syntax for this means? create sequence and should be give it your sequence name. Okay, sequence name. And now in the sequence, we have some parameters here. So first parameter is called as here start with n is a one parameter now we can use. Then we can go for next. We have here min value n. This is another parameters. And next we have here increment by n. So this is one more parameter. And next parameter is called as here max value n. This is one more. Okay. So now, and the next we called as here. Okay. No cycle and cycle is some parameters now. And after that we have parameter cache n. Just guys here. So whenever you want to create your sequence as your requirement basis, you need to design your sequence object on particular table columns. Then these all parameters you can customize now. Okay, customize means what now? As per our requirement, we can change. Okay. Now let me see one by one property what it was. So first property is called as a start with n. So that means in the name only we can easily understand that. Okay. So this parameter, how we can use it means, and what it was tell us means that your sequence numbers starting with which number you want to start, either 1 or 10 or 15 or 100 or 2000 or 1 lakh. So from which onwards you need to set your sequence number. That was represented by start with parameter. So it shows what now? It shows starting value. Okay, value of this sequence. Okay, now this is what. And here, what is the mean by n? Here, n is nothing but number. Here, n is nothing but what now? Number. Okay, now so your sequence number from where you want to start. And that was start with. And next one is called as the min value n. So min value n, what it was showing us in the set of sequence numbers, which is your minimum value that was showing us. Okay, so that means it shows minimum value. It shows minimum value from a sequence. From sequence. And here also same as what is n? N is nothing but number. And next one is called as what now? Increment by n. So what this property or parameter will tell us means every sequence to sequence, how much difference you need to give. So increment by 1. Okay, if I'm giving n is equals to 1, then every sequence between it will increment it 1 only. So that means my sequence starts with 1 and increment is 1. Then 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. Yes or no? Like every sequence with increment 1, it will be generated. So that is what we called as the increment by n. Okay. So it shows incremental value.